Hello everybody, I'm Luke Martin, and it depends on when you watch this video. You could be watching it in 2009 or 2008, but I'm filming this in 2008 as it's around 9:30 here as I'm doing this video, so I thought we might as well do a Happy New Year's video to you guys. So let's talk about what has already happened in the year 2008. What a year it has been for Columbus East Athletics and Columbus North Athletics as well this year. For the webpage at least, we started football season, a lot of high hopes for both North and East entering the season. Of course, East, had all that Division I talent and Will Sadler and Dusty Keel and DeWeese Wilson and Nick Olds and Devon Davis. I mean, they were just totally loaded. When you looked at Columbus North, many people were writing them off just because, a lot of seniors lost from last year's team that went on to semi-state and lost to Pike, which a game they probably should have won. So a lot of people wrote the Bulldogs off, but I remember talking to Coach Bless before the season started. He thought the defense especially was going to be maybe his best ever there at Columbus North. I think maybe his 7-8 years there. But as the season progressed, I did not know who was going to be the better team, honestly, before the season started. But I wasn't surprised of who ended up pulling out. As the year went on, East just totally dominated North, both on and I believe off the field as well. They were an unbelievable football team, and they were just great to be around. And I remember before the start of the season when I started to join in, I did not know very many people on that football team. I got to be quite honest. I walked on the sideline. People looked at me like, "Man, who the heck is that kid? Why is he having a camera? And all that stuff." Now, towards the end of the season, a lot of people, a lot of the players, they would come up to me, they'd talk to me and stuff. I'd talk to them on the side. It was just a great feeling. They treated me as part of the team. I made a thank you video for them at their football banquet. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It really meant a lot to me. With the way you guys treated me and me feel as part of the team. So no question, the football season for Columbus East was one of those tops. But also the Purdue Boilermakers, they entered their football season in the last year of Joe Tiller. It was going to be a great send-off, right? Not so much, as the Purdue Boilermakers struggled and struggled and struggled. I mean, it was bad as the Purdue Boilermakers went 4-8 in Joe Tiller's last season. But the good news is, I know Dusty Keel and DeWeese Wilson will enjoy this part. They beat the Indiana Hoosiers 62-10. I'm happy. Season's a success in my book because we beat Indiana. Unlike last year, we got the bucket back. It's going to stay at Purdue. Sorry, Dusty and DeWeese, you're not getting that bucket anytime soon. It's going to stay in West Lafayette. But now looking towards the basketball part. For Columbus East, I joined their team as a manager. Yeah, I know, a manager. I do a lot. I'm the reason why they're probably 3 and have a losing record right now. I think a great group of guys. The Columbus East team, they did not have DeWeese Wilson for the first couple of games. The DeWeese with the football foot injury that he suffered towards the end of the season. But they played very well. A lot of great talent, I believe, on this team, especially senior leadership. When you got Ryan Crace, you got Austin Whitted. I know I'm forgetting some guys here. I feel totally stupid right now. But, Josh McDonald, he's been very well. The guard play. Of course, down low, you got DeWeese Wilson, you got Greg Kelly coming off the bench. You got Ethan Miller coming off the bench. Freddie King also coming off the bench sometimes. You get also young talent, and Jackson Rinshaw also coming off the bench. I mean, this team, I think, is pretty loaded this year. The record really doesn't show you how they did lose to Columbus North on a heartbreaker, even though some questionable stuff happened in that game. It was still hard for the Olympians to take. Looking towards Purdue basketball, I've had conversations with many people around the team entering the season. A lot of high hopes, and really sitting now towards the end of 2008, entering 2009, they should have some high hopes. Purdue, they played well at times. They had the big win over Davidson, then they let down against Illinois in the Big Ten opener. They really let down against Duke. But this team's going to be okay. I think Purdue they're going to be fine basketball-wise. A great year for them, and also when you look back towards the beginning of 2008, they got on that big run. The Baby Boilers is what they were called, getting on a roll. Everyone jumping on the bandwagon. Everyone saying "Boiler up!" Everyone was on the Purdue Boilermakers, and now everyone, now that they lost to Illinois, everyone's like, "Oh gosh, maybe we ought to jump off a little bit." But I'm telling you, if you're on the bandwagon, stay on the bandwagon. Purdue's going to be back. Matt Painter's going to get the guys ready. They're going to be okay. But also, this is now the time I want to thank many people. As you can see on the screen, there's just a list of people I want to thank. I know I'm going to forget people. That's why I put them on the screen. I know I'm still going to forget people. But I just want to go through. I want to thank, first of all, God. He's given me a great life. Giving me such great talents to be able to do this stuff, and to be able to do His Word and go through and meet new people this year and talk to them, make new friendships. God, thank God first and foremost, for giving me this opportunity to surround me with such great people, including the Columbus East football team. And I want to thank all of them. As you can see, I put Columbus East football team on there. I want to thank them, though. I want to thank my family. I've had a great family support this year from my brother, even though he's a Bulldog. He supported me even though I went to Columbus East. Both of my parents as well. They've been outstanding. My grandmother, my aunt. The list goes on of how much support I've gotten from my family. My family, once again, I want to thank them. And also, my best friends, just my friends in general. I cannot tell you how much your support has meant to me through this webpage and helping my confidence. The likes of Noah Pollard, Levi Pollard, Jackson Renshaw, Tyler Rayburn, Alec Watson, Dylan Yaley. The list goes on. And when you get to people I just recently met, such as Deweese Wilson, such as Austin Whitted, the list goes on of how many people I'm so thankful for God putting in my life, and such as the coaches, as Coach Gaz, the coaching staff of the Columbus East football team, and Coach Vogel and Coach Miller and all of them, and Coach Martin, and got the Columbus East basketball staff, Coach Bruns, Coach Wolford, Coach Meyer. It goes on and on of how many people I am thankful for putting God in my life this past year. And I just want to thank all of you, and I want to thank all supporters of this webpage, everyone I met. I just want to thank you. Your support has been outstanding. I have not had, personally, a negative comment about this webpage. It's all been positive. I really enjoyed it. And I also want to thank some of my media buddies, Larry Clisby. I've known Larry for just about 2 years. Larry's been, and he's a great friend of mine. As I see him, mostly now going to all the Purdue games. He's a great guy, Larry, and you're a best friend of mine and always will be. Same to go with Rob Blackman. Rob has helped me out a lot as well in my broadcasting career, as well as Wes Scott, the engineer there at Purdue. He's done a great job with that radio crew, and same with Ralph Taylor, who's on that crew as well. I also like to thank, Matt Painter. I interviewed him back in February. Matt's a great guy, class act. Really enjoyed interviewing Coach Painter, and Coach, I just want to thank you. You're an outstanding class act, and I think nothing less of you. I just want to say, for the last person I want to thank in this video, I don't think there's anyone better than to thank my grandfather, who I wish was here to see this year and half of last year. I really miss you a lot, Grandpa, and I miss you a lot. But I know you're here with me through this whole process and making me even better. I know you're with me each day, side by side. Even though you're not at Purdue ushering anymore, I know you're with me as I'm sitting there on the floor doing my duties for my webpage and also my other job, being a stringer for the Republic. So I miss you, Grandpa. I know, and I hope you're proud of me with all I'm doing. I just want to say thank you, because you're the one that got me interested in all of this. I'll never forget what you've done for me. You will always be my #1 hero in my life. That's why I want to end it. And once again, thank you to everybody who has helped me. Happy New Year from me to you once again for the final time in 2008. I'm Luke Martin for Town Divided.